Okay, so how's it going? Hope it's going well. Um, so I have a lot of stomach issues, um, mostly related to anxiety. I should probably make sure you can see my face. So I have found an awesome yoga series and meditation that it really helps on some of those days when your anxiety gets really, really bad, or maybe you ate too much food, or you ate food that sometimes doesn't agree with you. And I found that you can either do this every day to feel really good, or you can just do it when you're having a bit of some stomach issues. If it's anxiety, then it might be something you do every day. But it has helped me a lot. And so, yeah, I decided I was gonna. Well, I didn't decide. I thought I would share it. So, before you get started, make sure you're wearing comfortable clothing, either loose clothes or just other clothes that you're comfortable in. I am wearing short shorts because I want to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. I would usually do this in like really gross sweatpants. Just because sometimes when you feel gross, you want to wear your gross, comfy clothes. So I'm not feeling too gross, but I'm in my short shorts anyway. So yeah. The next thing you're gonna want is either a blanket or a towel. It's just something to add more padding to what you're laying on, so you're not just like laying on carpet or laying on the floor. So it can be a nice blanket or it can be a towel. And you want to make sure you're somewhere quiet. You can put on a little bit of music. I myself am partial to doing yoga to Gregorian chanting, just because it's something really simple and it's really meditative. Especially with yoga, you're going to want something a little calmer. So listening to like thrash metal, not the best while you're doing yoga, but like piano driven things, or you know, classical music, anything like that. Easy listening, I guess, is what I'm looking for. So that helps a lot. And then comfortable clothes, music, somewhere quiet, pillow. I think that's it. You're gonna kind of maybe want to get your hair out of your face, so you can put it in like a top knot or just wear a headband or pin it back. And I know that when I do yoga, I have to take my glasses off because they'll fall off my face if I don't. So yeah, we can get started with that. So it starts with just a few minutes of a corpse pose meditation, which is laying on your back, really. And this is just to get a little bit of energy. So it's a way to focus. And so you just lay down on your back and you put your palms up and you just relax and you breathe in and out, and you can relax your shoulders, because I know sometimes I try to press my shoulders down. So if you relax your shoulders, and they'll kind of go up towards your ears, but that's okay. You can wiggle your toes a little bit and just kind of loosen up, and just keep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. You can close your eyes, and if you're listening to music, you can just kind of get lost in it. You're not focusing on anything. You're just kind of existing and feeling how your body feels on the floor. So what do your heels feel like on the floor? And your calves. How your thighs feel on the floor. And your shoulders and your back. How the backs of your hands and your arms. How the back of your head. And you're focusing on how you're breathing in and breathing out. And what does it feel like to get all of that air? And you're breathing with your stomach. So you should be filling up your stomach with every breath. And out. And you're breathing out any stress, just letting everything go. And you're only focusing on now. And what your music sounds like, or just what the quiet sounds like, or what I sound like. And you're just in the moment. And you're going to breathe here for a little while. I'm just going to spend a few minutes here, and if you feel like you need to open your eyes, you can open your eyes. This is all about being comfortable where you are. I'm going to take a few more breaths. I'm just getting all sorts of energy from the air. I'm breathing out anything bad and replacing it with everything good. And from here, you're going to take your knees and bring them up to your chest, or as close as you can go, and kind of hug them. I'm going to breathe here 5 to 10 times. And again, you're just focusing on the moment. And if you can't bring your knees all the way to your chest, you can bring them part of the way there, or as close as you can. And then from here, you can either, depending on how comfortable you feel doing it, you can put one leg, you can start with your right leg and put it out straight, and your arms will go across, and then you bring one knee over, and you look the other way. Or if you can't do that, you can use both of your knees over. So twists are really good for your stomach. You're going to breathe here 5 to 10 times, just like before. You might feel your back crack, or your stomach will gurgle. But again, this is a way of clearing out your stomach. So your stomach is going to clear out any way it can. I'm going to switch sides. So again, if your stomach's making weird noises, or any part of you is making a weird noise, it's okay. But if you're hurting more than stretching, then you're going to want to relax a little bit. So sometimes when I do this one, I'll get a pain in my hip. So I have to stop and reset, or have to move to a different way of doing it. You're just going to breathe it out. Again, 5 to 10 times. Now this one is one of my favorite poses to do, called a bridge. And this, you hold. So make sure I'm getting it right. So you're going to take 5 to 10 breaths in most of these places. But this one is my favorite, and it's called a bridge. So you're still on your back, but you're going to bring your knees up just a little bit. Not completely up, but just enough. Your hands stay at your sides, but you're going to go palms down. And you're going to lift up your hips, and you're going to support with your thighs, your butt, and your lower back. So all of your weight should be on your upper back and shoulders. None of it should be on your neck or head. You're going to also use your core to support here. And you're going to take 5 to 10 breaths, and you can do this a few times as well. But this is one of my absolute favorite poses to do. So you brace, and then you're going to take a few breaths here first. And you're going to inhale, and then on the exhale, you're going to lift with your butt. So, and again, you should be able to move your neck and the head because there's no weight on it, and all of the weight should be on your shoulders. All the support should be coming from your abs, from your butt, a little bit in your back, and then your thighs. If this is difficult, you can use your hands under your butt kind of to support you. And you're going to breathe here 5 to 10 times again. And again, you're still breathing with your stomach. And it's going to be really tempting to clench up your face and clench up your neck. You just have to remember to relax them. All of your muscles should be relaxed except the ones that are holding you up. You can press into the floor with your hands if they're not on your butt. But again, just make sure your face and your neck are relaxed. And then you're going to exhale and go down. You're going to kind of want to go down vertebra by vertebra. So it's not just like plunk. It's a nice, slow curl down. And you can do this one again if you want. And you can breathe for a little bit longer in each spot. This is just the basic. So the next one is a seated twist. So I flip around. So you're going to start, excuse me, see, like I said, it comes out of all ways. And you're going to put, I like to start with the left. So you're going to put your left leg or your right leg out, it just depends. And the other one is going to cross over at the knee. So if your left leg is out, you can either point or flex your toe. You just don't really want it hanging there. It doesn't have to be like a stiff point either. So you have your other leg crossed at the, so if your right leg crossed over your left knee, you take your left arm, put it on the other side, and then twist. And your right arm is supporting you behind you. And you're just going to breathe here 5 to 10 times. And this you'll feel your breath more in your chest. And you want to sit up nice and straight. If at any point something hurts, you can stop, because this isn't CrossFit, this is yoga. It's about stretching and not about pain. So after you breathe there a few times, you're going to switch. Oh, that was good. Yeah, see? I was getting hip cramp. And again, this whole time you should be focusing on being in the moment and not worrying about what you think you look like or anything that causes you any sort of stress. You should be focusing on how your body feels. Are you stretching too far? Anything like that. You should be focusing on the moment and not on what happened today. So this next one, again, 5 to 10 breaths. Either point or flex your toes. Different yogis will tell you different things. So we're going to do a forward bend. A seated forward bend or a forward bend? Because there's a different... Okay, yeah, seated forward bend. Standing forward bend comes later. So from here, you're going to sit up nice and tall. Put your arms up. Inhale, and then exhale and roll over. Now, you can... toe cramps. Go as far as you can. So you can either go all the way down to your knees, or you can go right to here. It's whatever feels good for you. Because again, this isn't so much about making you more flexible as it is about making you feel better. And again, you're just going to take 5 to 10 breaths here. You're going to enjoy the moment. And again, if anything hurts, you bend your knees, bend your toes. I've been in heels all day, so my calves are really irking me, so I shouldn't have gone so far over. You're just gonna hang out here for a while, and you'll feel the stretch in your lower back, in the backs of your legs and your calves. And it's just a good way to engage your stomach. And you can put your head down, and you'll get the stretch further up your back. You're going to take 5 to 10 breaths, and it's wonderful. And then you roll back up. You're sitting up straight again. Oh, my legs hurt so bad. So this next one is the camel arch. And this one you're going to sit on your knees. I should probably move back so you can see. I'm trying to figure out the best way to see this. Because this is going to stretch out right here, your lower back. So you placed your hands here as support. You're going to arch up a little bit. So you should be like this. But if I do that, you can't see me. And you're just going to kind of push your shoulders forward, or push your shoulders back, your chest out, and tilt your head back a little bit. You don't want to bend at your lower back like that. You just want to stretch out your upper back and your shoulders, almost like you're trying to make your shoulder blades kiss. But again, you're up here, so you feel it a little bit more. You don't want to crush your lower back. And you're going to take 5 to 10 breaths here. You can lay your head back, or you can keep it up, either way. Again, just going to breathe with your stomach. You're going to drive the tops of your feet into the floor. And you should feel your stomach open up a little bit. You gotta relax down. So next are cat cows, which are a lot of fun. And again, 5 to 10 times. It all depends on how you're feeling, but cat cows are fun. So you're gonna go like this on your hands and knees. Your hands should be kind of under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And you want to keep a neutral back, and then you're gonna inhale with your stomach and stick your butt up and your head back. This is a cow. So as you inhale, you do this, and then as you exhale, you're gonna suck your stomach up and bring everything back down. So you should feel a stretch in your shoulders, and your tailbone should suck under. You're gonna suck your gut in, and then you inhale and exhale. And you can do these as quickly as you want. I like to take them nice and slow, just because I like the way it stretches everything out. And again, 5 to 10 times. And just a reminder that this whole time, you should be in the moment and being in communication with the tops of your feet and the soles of your hands, with every muscle and sensation you're feeling right now. Okay, and you can keep doing those, or you can move on. Now this is, you alternate between these next two. So you're going to alternate between the child's pose and a downward dog. And these are these two are such quintessential yoga moves. They're great to kind of whip out anywhere you can. So whenever you're stressed out or you're feeling like low energy, you can find a nice quiet spot. You can do this a few times, especially a downward dog. They're so useful. But you're going to start in child's pose. So child's pose is you kind of sit on your feet and you put your hands out in front of you. So your butt might come off your heels a little bit. And you're just going to stretch out. You'll feel it definitely in your shoulders, and you put your head down. And you're going to breathe 5 times here. And you can try to kind of force your butt down, just to really get a good stretch in your arms and in your shoulders. And you're going to go into a downward dog. So you kind of come back forward to all fours, curl your toes under, and then you're going to lift up at your hips and straighten your knees. Now you don't have to straighten your knees all the way. If you can't, you can keep them a little bit bent. But you're going to want the point of the stretch to be in your hips. Like this. So you should straighten your elbows. And you're going to want it all in your hips. Or you can come to here, but you don't get as much of a stretch. Now, if you want to challenge, you can put your heels down. Or if you're not as flexible, you can stay on your toes and keep your knees bent. My calves are a little tight, so you're gonna do 5 to 10 breaths here, again in your stomach, and make sure your hips are up at the ceiling. And then, I wish I had more space to do this. And then you'll go down onto your knees and back into child's pose. And take a few more breaths here. And you can widen your knees so they're not right together so that you can lay in between them. And then you go back up into a downward dog. You should do it on an inhale. So it should be like that. And you stay this way, and then you go down and exhale. Woo! Slippery toes. Just want to let your head hang. Get a blood rush. Fun stuff. Oh, shouldn't put my heels down. Ouch. And I'm gonna come back down, and you can do those as many times as you want. And those are just super helpful anyway. You're always going to want to end in a child's pose though, just to relax your legs out. And again, you can alternate between those as many times as you want. So the next one is a standing forward bend. So I'm probably going to have to do this. See, booty shorts. So you're gonna, I have to shake out a little bit. You're gonna put your feet kind of shoulder width apart, and you can keep your knees loose for this. Gonna reach up just like when we did a seated forward bend. Excuse me. Excuse me. Just like when we did the seated forward bend. You're gonna reach up and then exhale and reach over. Now again, you let your head hang, and you're just going to breathe here 5 to 10 times. And if you're feeling challenged, or if you feel like challenging yourself, you can place your palms flat on the ground. Or if you're feeling like you just want this to be even more relaxing, you can bend your knees a little bit if you're not as flexible. Again, it's about listening to what your body is telling you. And you're just going to hang here, literally. And try to keep your weight forward. So you don't want to lean too far back. You want to stay balanced so that if you take your hands away, you don't fall. So your hands are here to keep you balanced. But if you're leaning too far back and you take your hands away, you're going to fall over. And if you're leaning too far forward, you're going to fall over. So you want to be nice and balanced between your toes and your heels. And again, it's going to take 5 to 10 nice breaths here. And you're going to let your head hang. So it's nice and loose on your shoulders. And then, what's next? Next is an open triangle. So an open triangle is a lot of fun. And you're just going to do one of these on each side, 3 to 5 breaths. So you're going to start and you're going to put your right foot. This way's probably, I can't see because I'm not wearing my glasses. This way's probably the best way. You're going to take your right foot and you're going to put it about 3 feet ahead. And you're going to make sure your toes are pointing out. So the toes on your right foot should be pointing straight ahead, and the toes of your left foot should be pointing perpendicular. So if you drew lines, they would intersect at your hips. And you're gonna keep your knees straight, and you're gonna take your right arm and you're gonna put it on the inside of your right foot. Sorry. So it's going to go here. You're going to take your left arm, and you're going to put it straight up, and you're going to look up at it. So this is a test of your balance. And if you can't look up at your hand and stay balanced, then look down at the floor. And you're going to take 3 to 5 breaths here. And if it's feeling too stressful, you can bend your lead knee a little bit. And then you're going to come up, And you're gonna switch your feet. So sometimes your back foot is gonna curve in just a little bit. That's perfectly fine. I'm gonna try not to slip. My towel got really slippery. You're just gonna repeat. If you want to try, when you go down, you want to try and stay as parallel as possible. Up. Oof. And again, you're just listening to what your body has to say. And hopefully your stomach is feeling better. Hopefully you've expelled some gas in various ways. It's okay. Everybody does it. And then, when you're done, you just come back up. Gotta bend your knees a little bit. And this last one is the chair pose, and this one's a lot of fun. Everybody does it a little differently. But we're back to the 5 to 10 breath thing. 5 breaths 2 times. So 10 breaths. But this one is, you're gonna stand. This way's probably the best. So your feet should be shoulder hip width apart, and it's gonna be kind of like you're sitting in a chair. So your butt's gonna go up. You're gonna bend your knees. And when you do that, your arms are gonna go up to your ears. Keep your shoulders down though. So you're gonna take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're gonna sit, and you're gonna hold it for 5 breaths. So inhale and exhale. And you're gonna bend your knees and bring your arms up, and you'll feel this one in your legs. You'll feel it a little bit in your arms, and you want to keep your shoulders down and your arms near your ears, just like you're going to sit in a chair. And try not to let your knees bend in, as tempting as it'll be. Try to keep them parallel to the floor. And you're going to breathe here for 5 breaths, 5 nice deep breaths. And then on the exhale of your 5th breath, you're going to come back up. And you can take a break a little bit. Breathe more than once here. And then when you're ready, once the pounding in your ears stops, because wow, that's happening right now, you're going to do it one more time. So you inhale, and then you just hold it. Now sometimes I feel it right here in my sides, just from holding my back straight, because you do want to maintain a straight back. But you mostly feel it here. And again, you do it for 5 breaths, and then on the exhale of that 5th breath, you come back up. Now my music stopped. Jerks. Okay. Now this is the very, very last piece, and then you're free to go. You have to do, well, you don't have to, but it's strongly recommended that you just take 3 to 5 minutes at the end, and this is every yoga class does this. You just do a 3 to 5 minute meditation at the end. I mean, sometimes you stretch it to 10. It's just a way of addressing yourself again. And you can lay down, just like we did at the start in the corpse pose. You can sit cross-legged. You can go, ow! Full lotus, which I can't do right now. You could go half lotus, as I like to call it. Full lotus is, oh man, I can't do it. There we go. Like that, but that's not comfortable. Or you can lay down. Laying down is really nice. So this is the moment for you to address yourself. Excuse me. This is where you get to think about who you are. So you just kind of, if you're going to sit up, well, no matter how you're doing your meditation, you're going to keep your palms up. This is welcoming energies and things like that. And you're going to keep your spine neutrally straight, so you're not slunched over, but you're not like forcing yourself to stay upright. You're just kind of a nice, relaxed spot over your hip bones. And your shoulders are down, and your neck is loose. And you can close your eyes. And you're just going to breathe and let your stomach loose. Because again, you're breathing with your stomach. And this is the moment that you spend to address who you are. To address all of the things that stress you out. To notice them. To see what they do to you. This is your moment to see them. And this is your moment to throw them away. So all of the horrible, negative things that you think about yourself, or you think other people think about you, all of the things that just stress you out, whether it's work or school or your family, your friends, that crazy next door neighbor. For me, it's thinking about grad school and how I'm going to pay for things. I address those things. Yes, those are problems. Yes, these are things that obsess my attention. And you say, hey, how's it going? We need to talk. And you breathe them out. With every breath, you're breathing them out of you. And with every breath in, you're breathing in happiness and healing and positivity. Every breath, imagine just the best thing you can. The smell of lemongrass, or whatever it is that makes you happy. You breathe that healing in. And maybe you put it in your stomach where that's all your stress is. Or you put it into a part of you that's hurting. And you love it. You treat it carefully, like it's something fragile, because for you it is fragile. Because inside you feel fragile, maybe. You feel like you could snap. And you need to care for yourself. You need to be kind with yourself. And you need to realize that you do a lot of stuff. And maybe your stress is thinking you don't do it well enough. The loving and healing that you're breathing in are telling you that you can and you will and you do. Now I want you to take one of your hands, doesn't matter which one, and put it over your belly button. Your belly button is one of your chakras, and it's a chakra that deals with how much energy you give out. So think of all of the times that you put others before yourself. All of the energy that you spend on things outside of yourself escapes through your belly button. And by placing your hand over it, you keep some of it in. So all of that energy that you expend on not you, think about it. Think about getting it back and keeping it. And putting it to work for you. Putting it to work on easing the stress in the pit of your stomach. Or... I'm gonna forget. Excuse me. Or the stress in your heart. Put it towards that. And this is a meditation that you can do whenever. But you just need to realize that all of the stress that you build up has an effect on you. And you can breathe it out as easily as you breathe in. This is your time to get in touch with yourself. And to realize why you're hurting. Or to discover why you're hurting, because maybe you don't realize how much energy you spend on other people. Or how much energy you spend worrying about things outside yourself. Just keep breathing. And breathe into your stomach, breathe into your hand. And feel all of that love that you breathe in and all of that hate you breathe out. All of that pain and all of that stress. And you can stay here as long as you like. Because this moment is about you. And if you still listen to music, this could be a time to really get into it and sing it out, because that helps. Or this can be a time to repeat a mantra to yourself. It can be anything you want. You are worth your own time. You can make that mantra be anything, as long as it's positive. There's no room for negativity here. But breathing all of that out. And when you're ready, in your own time, you can open your eyes, look around, maybe take your hand off of your stomach. And you can hopefully feel refreshed and relaxed, maybe a little less stressed. Hopefully your stomach is feeling better. But whenever you're ready. I unfortunately am going to say goodbye and thank you very much for joining me for this. I hope you feel much better.